These are our jade perch, or also known as Barcoo grunters. They come from the Barcoo river system here in Australia. A nice looking one just there, isn't there? I thought I'd do a bit of a film on these guys while the water's still. Tank's pretty clean. A few deposits over there in the back corner, but that's about it. The water quality is excellent at the moment. Some really nice looking fish in there. All looking very healthy. I mentioned one last update, or the update before, about some missing scales on his head. Couldn't even find him now which one it is. They've all grown back. So really do like the spots they get on their side. Gives them a bit of character. Helps us pick out individual fish. There's one with a really large black spot on him on his left hand side as he's travelling away from you. See if I can pick him out. He's looking like he's pretty much all ready for harvesting. So there's a few others in there. That one there looks like he's got a bit of size to him. As you can see, you can sort of make out the shoulders too. I mentioned in the last clip, I think, the bump behind their head. Some of them are filling out rather nicely. You can see that one as he swam away. So I just thought I'd show you the fish. Anyway, thought I'd just film that. Hasn't really been a lot going on in the system at the moment. Not a lot to show you really. Still haven't changed the pipe work. I've had a few thoughts on that, so I'm actually going to hold off on that. We've got some good growth with things like the warrigal greens there. That's the little feral or voral and tear plant we got growing in some mulch. I planted out some of Muggsy, Jeff's red Chinese shallots in here. Planted out 4 of them. Just some miscellaneous lettuce that when I was feeding up one of the beds, I just decided to transplant him. There's a little red sorrel down in there that I put out, and the 2 brassicas or broccoli. So not really a lot going on. The strawberries are just flowering like crazy at the moment. We've had a couple, but interestingly enough, just with the strawberries, the girls actually don't like the aquaponic ones. They like the strawberries grown in soil fed with aquaponic water. These guys are still, it's interesting, these guys are sweeter and tastier, same variety than these guys here. So there you go. It must be just something a little bit extra in the soil that's giving them a bit of a kick. There's also worm castings in there, so that's led me to a bit of a change in the way we garden. So you'll see that in the future. Actually, stuff it, I'll do a bit of a clip. I've been thinking, we've got some IBCs. Actually, I'll go up there and just explain myself, hey? Here's my overcrowded dragon fruit, but that's got nothing to do with it. These IBCs here have got a flat side. They're just a solid flat side. Now, the way I cut my grow beds is, I don't cut in half and then flip. The way I like to do it now is cut up beside the tap, over the top, and then use this side panel here as the base of the bed. That was a big mistake with the growing beds I've got at the moment, because they have little indentations. I'll show you in a minute. But this IBC here, this one was used by a soft drink manufacturer, solid straight side. So I'm actually thinking about repurposing this one here into 2 grow beds to replace these 2 here. So as you can see, these 2 here have low points. So what I think is happening is we're getting the solids build up in here. I've done a clip on this before, but I'll tell you now anyway. The solids are building up in here and not draining away properly, which is not good for the overall health of the system. So what I'm going to do is probably give these away to someone else, or someone might be able to use them as a floating raft style bed. they'd work fine in a situation like that. But using the cut sides of that IBC I showed you before as the grow bed, nice and flat, solids won't accumulate in any slow spots, so there you go. The other thing I'm going to do is, because I need 3 grow beds for the amount of fish we grow, what I'm going to do is one IBC, just 2 sides. The next one I'm going to cut off in half. The bottom half, the flat bit, flat base with the tap in it, will replace this grow bed here, which is the lid of an IBC flipped upside down. So it has low points in it as well. That way the 3 new beds will all have flat bottoms, won't have to worry about solids accumulating. So there's just a bit of a, if you're building a system, look for IBCs with flat sides and try and use them so you have no low spots for your solids to accumulate and go anaerobic and cause you problems. Not that they will all the time, but hey, if you can get away with not having to do it, not having to worry about it, why not, I figure. So what I'm going to be doing is moving this grow bed here, oh actually sorry, the new grow bed will stay here, another grow bed will go here, this bed here is being removed very soon. I've actually already harvested the ginger and turmeric. The galangal will be coming out as well, probably some of it will be transplanted, not too sure yet, most of it will be eaten. And I will set up this little stand I've got these 2 IBCs sitting on, or these 2 grow beds sitting on, this way here. So we'll have like an L shape. We can get to the back of the beds from the other side of the little hoop house here, or we can come up this way and I'll be able to walk along the side of them down here as well. So there'll be enough room to get around these grow beds. That'll leave me with this space out the front here where I'll be growing in a gutter style system. So that's something I'm going to be hopefully working on this weekend. I'm thinking about just setting up a little small one just to put over there, on just as a trial, just over there on those elevated cinder blocks or Besser blocks, so they can get the sun. And yeah, it's just a little trial I'll be doing. I won't be able to do all of this yet until I reduce the load, the nutrient load in the system. So we have 26 jade perch in there. As soon as they come out, they will actually, some of them will come out and go into the fish farm, which will go there, and we have some IBCs coming to go into that one. Fish farm will go there. About half the fish will come out and go into the fish farm. They'll start getting that cycled. I'll use some of the media from here in the biofilter there to try and kickstart the nitrification, the Nitrobacter and Nisosomosis in there to transfer the ammonia. Half the fish will be left in here. That'll be a reduced load, so that means I can take these 2 beds offline, set them up in the new containers. The existing media will go back in there, so they'll already be cycled. There'll be the bacteria in there, and then I can take the center one offline. It just means with half the fish in there, there won't be as big a nutrient load, so I won't have the existing media that's in there working overtime trying to process all the ammonia. The other thing I can do is stop feeding the fish for a little while, or decrease it dramatically, the amount that I actually feed them. So yeah, I just thought I'd might as well let you in on what the plan is. I have been talking about changing the pipe work and all that, but the more I think about it, I want to set it up properly. This was our first attempt. It was a bit of a as we go on the fly sort of setup, and there are other things that I've made that I will change, like the way the bell siphons are set up, the way you'll see that. I'll do a clip on that to explain all that. Anyway, there's an update I didn't plan to have. So yeah, it's all going good. Nothing else really to show you, I don't think. Oh, my little KY1 determinant tomato is going nicely down the back there. So very impressed with the way he's going. I've never grown tomatoes in here before. I know it's pretty much what most people do straight away. They throw a tomato bush in, but yeah, I thought I'd give it a go. Oh, and also too, my sweet potato is putting on loads of new growth. Very impressed with that. And I have a whole heap of these Egyptian spinach that have just decided to, their pods have split open, so we'll probably end up with a load of self-sown Egyptian spinach there later on. So that's pretty much all it. A bit of a look at what I plan to do. It's all plans, and I know I've spoken about plans before, but it's one of those things. You see someone else's post on a forum, or you see someone else's setup and you get an idea, and then you change it a little bit and modify it. And I figure if I'm going to rework the system, I might as well do it properly, set it up properly, so we've got more space to grow more food, and also too it'll be easier to work the system pipe wise and do little additions and experiments in a bit of a space I'm opening up. So hope that made sense. I haven't had enough coffee this morning, so pretty much all prattling on, I think. If you do have any comments, questions, suggestions, just drop them in the comments section below and I'll get back to you. Other than that, have a great one, take it easy. Cheers! Haven't done my hair this morning.